What's up, everyone? This is Soul with another video, and I'm happy to announce that we finally have a date for the beta launch of the War Within expansion. I'm going to read through the post real quick. We'll do some reactions and just kind of like talk about a little bit of like what's going to happen next in the world of Warcraft. If you don't mind, like the video, subscribe for more stuff, yada, yada, yada. So check out the picture. This is kind of cool. Let's start off with the good stuff. The pictures. There's like this really cool visual shot that's shown on the top of the page. And we have our cutie right up here, Xalatath High. And meanwhile, everyone is looking really upset. Jaina looks clearly upset. Anduin is probably just kind of zoning out, thinking about like his past deeds. Well, actually, I'd say Jaina and Illyria, they're both in the present, being like, oh my god, crap. And then Thrall seems kind of ready. You know, he seems to have gotten over like the shock and surprise, and he's like, okay, you know, where do I swing my axe and everything? And I also noticed that they're on the moon. I'm just kidding. They're not on the moon. This is obviously just a, just a visual flare shot, but this looks really cool. This has, this whole cosmic vibe to it. We got whether you call it void or space or whatever. We got that behind us. We have like a mini planet below us. So I don't know if they're being depicted as being like ginormous and stuff. And we see like the surface of whatever they're on. Maybe we could say it's Azeroth, and that's like Azerite. That's, unhardened Azerite or blood of the planet that's kind of seeping out and stuff. So kind of a cool vibe. But anyway, let me read through the important part of the post real quick. The World of Warcraft War Within beta test begins June 5th. Over the course of the test, we'll be inviting community veterans, press, fan sites, friends, and family to check out the upcoming expansion and give us feedback. Players who purchase or who upgrade to the Epic Edition of the War Within will also gain immediate access to the beta and gain a minimum 3-day early access to the expansion. Why minimum? Does that mean it could be more? Players selected to participate will receive an email invitation directing them to download the game client directly from the Battle.net desktop application. Players who purchase the Epic Edition may also receive email notifications. As always, please be aware of phishing attempts. If you're unsure whether your invitation is legit, please log into your Battle.net account to verify that there is a War Within beta license attached under your game accounts. So, for those who aren't like sure, the first thing that you always want to check when it's like, hey, if someone's saying, hey, check your client, there might be an invite. Double check your game version right here and see what's in development. And you might see War Within Alpha like right up there. And if you do, great, you're in. If you happen to see an email, but you don't see this on your client, the email is lying to you. Do not open that email or do not go further into that. Trust the client first, because people can't really hack the client as far as I know. That's really all that's here on this page here. The rest of the stuff, it just kind of gives you a preview as to like what's going on, what's going to be testable in the beta, including raid testing, which is going to be up later. And then goes over some of the features. Hey, new race, dungeons, names of the hero talents, the cool mount that we'll be able to construct for ourselves, and then of course they're going to ask for your money. Here's what you're going to get from the base, the heroic, or the epic edition, whether you want like the extra tender, the early 3-day access, which we still aren't quite sure about, although I may have some tips on that later on. And then of course, beta access. So next week, double check your clients. Like I said, check right here, see if it happens to pop in, and then we might be good to go. June 5th is when? June 5th is going to be next Wednesday, so less than a week from now. Which is cool. Some folks are kind of still vibing in Season 4 or the remix or Cataclysm stuff. And now there's more stuff to get access to. Now, with this, now that we know that beta is going to be coming, or now that we're moving into this beta phase June 5th, now there's kind of the question of like, okay, when's everything else going to happen? And I want to kind of put things into like some context. So we don't have like very exact dates of speculation dates as to when, when's the pre-patch, when's the actual launch of the expansion. That hasn't been announced yet, and we might get that soon. But I can point us in a certain direction. So we know that the Miss Pandaria remix is going to end around August 19th. That's a Monday, if I recall correctly. The following Tuesday may very well be the time when the pre-patch launches. Now, some are saying, hey, you know what, maybe the expansion will launch at around that time. But I have big doubts about that because there may be many of us that have a whole bunch of characters that might be brought into the remix. And what are we going to want to do first? We're going to probably want to like gear them up and have them participate in whatever pre-patch event that's going on. And if all of our remix characters are going to effectively miss out on that, that would kind of suck. That would make us feel kind of butthurt, especially when we consider that the characters that come out of the remix, they're going to come out at an item level of like the 415, 420-ish kind of level, which is like okay, but it's probably not going to be good as whatever gear that we get as like kind of a catch-up thing for the pre-patch event. Because some people, they didn't care about the remix, but maybe there could be a chance that the pre-patch event also provides leveling opportunities for players who just haven't been subscribed over the past couple of months, but they come in during this last month and they want to get a little something, something too. So that could very much be a thing. So my take on that is, again, pre-patch probably in August, mid-August. Now, as for when the expansion launches, historically we've seen pre-patches last around 5 weeks. So we're looking at kind of a later September for the launch of the expansion. And that kind of fits most predictions, most narratives. Even the original announcement for War Within had said that it would launch in the fall. Even I've kind of wavered back and forth, thinking like, okay, maybe we can go for like really late summer. Maybe we can get a release around August or so. But the remix kind of throws a wrench in that. And that's where I'm kind of coming to those sorts of conclusions. Also consider the fact that if we are going to get the pre-patch, if we were going to get the pre-patch like kind of soon, we would need to start seeing the PTR for the pre-patch as well. And that usually takes a good bit of time to kind of like cook and, get set up and everything. And a lot of that stuff doesn't seem to be quite all together yet. There's still a lot to go with getting the upcoming beta to like work right, but there might be some big changes as soon as we go into this, from alpha to a beta phase. Like for example, there are lots of things about professions that still just aren't working. Like some stats aren't working right. Some stats that are there shouldn't be there. The interaction with the warband bank isn't working right. A lot of items still aren't quite there. You try to make an item, it doesn't really appear. So there's still a ways to go. We do at the very least have all the zones testable. We have all the specs testable. Raids are going. I think all the dungeons have been given a first pass. You might want to correct me there. In case I'm wrong. But then, of course, we still have things like higher end content, Mythic Plus. That's going to need some testing. Raids, of course, are going to need some testing as well. So still a lot to look forward to. And a lot of plates that Blizzard is spinning right now between the different WoW releases and, of course, now what's coming like pretty soon. But they're still committed to the schedule. And so I can't be mad about that. For now, though, that's kind of where we're at. Beta June 5th, get ready for it. Double check, make sure that's, I guess, your computers are ready, or if you're interested in picking up the War Within in case you want to try to get in on the beta stuff yourself, cool. Otherwise, that's it. Let me know what you guys think in a comment. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.